We're going to go over some important information. I gotta go quick, so hopefully we get a few more people in here. I gotta grab my phone. I gotta put some links in the live chat, and later on when the video's up, videos also. This is some important stuff that we're going to be going over concerning the COVID. So, going real quick. So I just put in the comments a video that everybody needs to see. The video is of an Italian doctor. Now he's speaking Italian, okay? But there's subtitles, all right? So there's subtitles. The subtitles are in English. Watch this video. This Italian doctor tells us exactly what the COVID-19 vaccination is and what their plan is. All right. It's incredible. All right. So if you go, let's say you're going to see this Italian doctor right here. Right. This is important video. So if you go full screen, it's got what it's saying here. All right. So the COVID-19 means the certificate of identification with the vaccination with artificial intelligence. Okay. And 19, it is the year in which it was created. COVID-19 is not the name of the virus. Pay attention. It's rather the name of the international plan for the control and reduction of populations, which has been developed over the last decades. Launched in 2020. What reactivates the virus is the immune ground in which it finds itself, weakened by former vaccinations. Okay. What they intend to inject to us is going to be most terrible vaccinations of all. It's literally a descent into hell, with the aim of the massive depopulation of over 80% of the population. Do not take the test. The tests are not reliable. I have always said it and repeat myself, just like many test producers affirm. None of the tests are able to accurately detect SARS-CoV-2 virus. They only detect an infinite small harmless virus or cell debris. They're naturally already part of our our microbes. The people tested will increasingly appear positive in test. About 90%. This is their goal, and this is why they are starting testing process with children. On May the 11th, no television or newspaper nor Italian broadcast announced that in France, mass testing was being imposed in all schools. There was about 700,000 tests every week. However, nobody unfortunately broke this news. So once your child gets screened, the whole family and all immediate contacts will be forced to be screened. Pay attention, Italians, listen. So pay attention, everybody. Do not listen to the charlatans who are ignorant, reject the truth. I remind you that we are not sick. We are, on the contrary, just healthy carriers. Having the virus does not necessarily mean that you are sick or healthy and fine. But everyone will still appear, pay attention, positive and test. In fact, they will make you repeat the test 2 or 3 times. All public facility employees, especially in the healthcare sector, take these tests. All they need to obtain this is make everybody believe that they are sick. Being positive means being labeled as harmful. Pay attention. Listen to me. Refusing detection of the virus is the only key to being avoid vaccinated. False positive. The doctor, the video. I just read it as the video was going, okay? The video is in the comments, all right? It's an Italian doctor warning about what the COVID vaccination is and what their plan is, okay? This video needs to be viral. This video needs to be everywhere, okay? Now, let's talk about Watertown and false positive. On the Jeff Graham show, I'm going to try to find it and put it in there from the SoundCloud. Listen, on today's radio show, Jeff testified that a nurse from Watertown, there's a nurse from Watertown that went to Syracuse to have a test. Okay. The nurse went to Syracuse. She signed up, right? You sign up. That's how you do it, right? You sign up. She went there, but the line was too long. The line was too long, and she left. All right. A couple days later, she gets a phone call saying that she was positive. You hear what I just said? The nurse did not take the test. She left because the line was too long. And 2 days later, they called her to tell her that she was positive. This was on the radio at noon today. That story of the Watertown nurse going to Syracuse and not taking a test and them calling her and telling her that she's positive. I want to know who this lady is. I don't. If anybody knows who I'm talking about, tell her that Donnie Lee wants to interview her. I want to interview this Watertown nurse. All right. The only reason why this was on the show, on the radio today, is because Jeff happened to know her. Mentioned it. That should be news everywhere. That positive and never even took a test. But anyway, I'm going to go to the, it may not be yet, but I will be putting it up there later. I will find the SoundCloud where you can listen to the radio. It's right in the beginning. It's right in the beginning when he mentions it. But I will be finding that. So these false positives, you know, they are purposely trying to make everybody positive, and then their treatment is what's killing people. The doctor said that they're purposely making these tests positive. And he said it was for population control. He said he wanted to depopulate by 80%. This is an Italian doctor. So I don't know if I could find it or not. Just give me a second, and I'm going to try to find the link to the, if my phone died. My phone's about to die again, but hopefully I can find the link first. So this is breaking news for Watertown that a nurse tested positive and excused when she didn't even take the test. So all right, here it is.
Of August, sales tax quarter ends today, and all sorts of stuff like that. So it's people descending onto Albany for our schools and our legislature and all the other things we have. 755-1240, the phone number. Here's an interesting article from Bloomberg News. America's real estate meccas aren't what they used to be as COVID-19 revives U.S. mobility. People are moving. Lots of people moved to Vermont, Idaho, Oregon, and South Carolina, according to data provided by United Van Lines, and they should know. This corresponds with other stories we've seen out of moving firms in New York City. On the other hand,
I just got to find it.
New Jersey, they saw residents in Florida, Texas, and other Sunbelt states between March and July. We've seen mobility across the states driven by fear of living in a densely populated area, a realization that the old normal of commuting into a city office is still but a distant possibility, and that remote work can be an effective long-term option. Also, the fact that these states are moving out of have.
Before my phone dies, let me put the link to the right in the comments to the SoundCloud, and I'm going to go back and listen to it and plug my phone in here. So there's the SoundCloud where he talks about it. Now I call in at the end of the show. Towards the end of the show, I call in to the radio show and talk about this nurse. If you want to listen to the whole thing, but let me plug my phone in real quick before it dies. But I'm going to go back to the radio show, and I'm going to play where Jeff Graham talks about that nurse. Because this should be big news. I mean, this should be news. You know. So all right, I'm going to go back to playing this.
AM 1240 WATN, good afternoon. You want to know I'm Jeff Graham. This is the Hotline Show for Monday. It's the 31st day of August. Quarter ends is still but a distant possibility, and the realization that remote work can be an effective long-term option. Also, the fact that many of these states are moving out maniacal chief executives who are consumed by power, and you don't know what they're going to do. Now, I don't know how much of this shows, but if the census is at all accurate, New York City, well, would have lost some assembly members. We need to cut back on everything in this state. We need to start. So anyway, lots of people are moving. And we've heard stories even up here about brisk sale of properties up along the river at good prices. So there you go. There you go. Out there,
how you doing, JG? I see you in the comments, buddy.
Let's see. They're going to allow indoor dining in New Jersey now. So now New York City is totally surrounded by places that are open. Yeah. Adams Fire Department having a chicken barbecue September 5th. That's right. Chicken barbecue starts at 11 a.m. Drive-through only. Follow the signs and codes.
Can you guys hear that okay? Is that coming through clear?
Cash only $7 a half and a half. 400 halves. That's the Adams Center Fire Department chicken barbecue. September 5th. That's coming right up, isn't it? That would be Saturday. In fact, I'll have to turn the calendar. Yeah. What else do we have here? DeFerrier Fire Department has a drive-through chicken barbecue as well. Sunday, September 6th. So you can have chicken Saturday in Adams Center, Sunday in DeFerrier. That's a good deal. Noon till gone. Well, better get there close to noon because it will be gone. And you can get halves.
I can't remember exactly where it is, but it's towards the beginning.
Rolls and butter. Oh, it's $10 for the dinner. And you just, if you just want the chicken, yeah, I guess you can get it for $5. Whatever. It's a good deal. It's all benefiting the Justin Hall family who recently lost their house in a fire. So that's a nice check. The DeFerrier Fire Department. So let me review. Adams Center Fire Department this Saturday starts at 11 a.m. chicken barbecue, and then on Sunday, DeFerrier Fire Department has one at noon. You will want to go to both of them. Get your ticket for the weekend, right? Mm-hmm. Let's see, 755-1240, our phone number if you'd like to give us a call. We'll push you on the radio. I'll let you talk about what you want. What do you got going on today? Nothing. I'm having some driveway sealer put down today because it's a nice day. So that's something. CDC says 94% of deaths had underlying medical conditions. Well, that's not really surprising. You know, interesting. I was talking to a nurse the other day or yesterday, and she was telling me she had someone she knew who felt they wanted to go get a test. They went down to Syracuse, a test center or something, COVID test. Signed up to get it done, but never got it done because the line was so slow, and she just left. And then 3 days later, she gets a phone call saying it was a positive. She never had. It makes you wonder about a lot of this, doesn't it?
Did you guys hear that? I'm going to play it again.
The hospitals get like a bunch of money if it's a COVID death. Makes you wonder about a lot of these numbers. I'm not saying I'm interested. I was talking to a nurse the other day or yesterday, and she was telling me she had someone she knew who felt they wanted to go get a test. They went down to Syracuse, a test center or something, COVID test. Signed up to get it done, but never got it done because the line was so slow, and she just left. And then 3 days later, she gets a phone call saying it was a positive. Never had the test. Makes you wonder about a lot of this, doesn't it? How many things?
Yo, did you hear what he just said?
The hospitals
Holy smokes. That's bad. That's bad. I mean, whoa. I mean, that's horrible. So there it is. It's about the 4:30 mark, about that, around the 4:30 mark. And then around later in the show, I called in towards the end of the show, and I talked about that nurse and stuff like that. So if you wanted to listen to me on the radio, you can do that. This is a radio show called The Jeff Graham Show. I listen to Monday through Friday, and I'm one of the callers. I usually call in, not every day, but several times a week. I do call into the show, and sometimes I just text. And then he'll read what I text him sometimes. But so it's a public radio show on 1240 a.m. You can listen to it online like I do. And what's great about it is it's all local. It's for local, but it's all the higher upper people, the higher uppers who run the whole city and the whole county and even the state, because Lieutenant Governor even calls into the show. So for him to say that should be breaking news. That nurse needs to break out her story. So if anybody knows who this nurse is, I want to interview her. I want this interview. I would like to find out who that was and see if she would want to give a testimony of what happened, because that should be breaking news, everybody. That should be breaking news. And also in the comments up there is the Italian doctor giving his testimony. And you guys can check out that video. So let me warn you, do not get the test. Stay away from the test. Stay away from the vaccines. All right. To my truther kitty, we probably already know that. I mean, for the most part, right? We're pretty much known to stay away from that kind of stuff. But if you're a hater and you believe in the ball earth, listen up. I'm trying to save your life. If you're one of my haters and believe in a ball and you believe I'm stupid and an idiot, I'm trying to save your life right now and trying to tell you the truth of how things are. Stay away from the testing. Stay away from the vaccines, right? You got to stay away from that stuff. All right. So the Italian doctor is not the only testimony there that I've heard. I've heard many testimonies from doctors from New York City and nurses from New York City of what was going on. But this Italian doctor, I mean, this guy is way farther ahead than all these other doctors and nurses that I've seen. Because these doctors and nurses are telling how people are really dying. They're not dying of the COVID, but they're testifying that the ventilators are killing people. It's different procedures that they're doing is killing people. But for this doctor to name exactly what the COVID means and to talk about the depopulation agenda, okay? I mean, that video is gold. That's a golden video right there. There's that video needs to have 1 million views or more. That needs to be viral. All right. It needs to be millions of views. That thing with the SoundCloud, the same thing with the story of the nurse who never even got tested, but they called her up to tell her that she tested positive. Come on, that's crazy. I mean, here it is, people. It's the writing on the wall. I mean, here's the writing on the wall, people. You know, we're not paranoid, all right? We're not paranoid. The government's out to kill us. Yeah, they are. We're not paranoid. We're informed, all right? We are informed to what the truths are, and that's should be the most important thing, is the truth of how things are. So we got a few people watching here. We got 7 that I see. So come over to the comments, start talking to me. Got any questions? You know, what's going on? I gotta go find my lighter and have a cigarette. So I'm sharing that video. I mean, that's crazy, right? Have that testimony of the doctor and then have the testimony of that nurse. I mean, come on now. This is all bullcrap. Bullshit. You know, let's go over to another place here and see. And we're going to go over to News Junkie. So the top story for the breaking news for the world is surpasses 6 million corona cases nationwide. So now we got 6, that's what they're claiming, right? It's false positive tests, but now they're claiming 6 million positives. And here's another headline. The CDC, 84% of COVID-19 deaths in the U.S. have underlying medical conditions. Whoa! Did you hear that one? The CDC says 94% of the COVID-19 deaths in the U.S. had underlying medical conditions. So that's basically saying that people are dying from other stuff, not this COVID. I mean, come on. I mean, it's right there in your face, you know? Can you guys hear my neighbor? He plays drums.